Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another shelf here on my DVD slash Blu-ray collection overview shelf by shelf series. We are into shelf number 19 here, which is kind of an interesting shelf. It's more or less very, very independent stuff from a few labels that I really dig. So, you know, this one won't be for everybody, but there's a lot of intriguing films that are in here and stuff, so let's jump right into this. As we know, these videos always take way too long. First up here, we got Fetus here, Brian Pollin film, representing Morbid Vision Films. Super independent stuff here, but man, like, actually, I reviewed this film as day one on my 31 Days of Horror last year. This is a gory shit, man. I mean, if you're familiar with Brian Pollin, which I'll get into a couple more films here, you know that you're going to get a nasty, nasty, vivid fucking gore fest. Very reminiscent of, like, early, well, German splatter, you know, 80s Asian film. Like, it's kind of like that, man. Basically, this one right here is about a dude that ends up going crazy after his wife and child die and shit. And I mean, look at that cover right there. There's like a fucking baby head. Like, it's nasty. I mean, you know what you're getting yourself into. Check out the review if you want to know more. Blood Pigs, Brian Pollin film here. This one is kind of like a post-apocalyptic cannibal film. So, you know what you're getting yourself into with these type of films. They're gory, gory shit, man. Like, if you're into Ittenbach and, oh man, all that type of low-budget independent stuff, then you'll probably really dig this. Blood Pigs, pretty cool stuff. I might even review one of these actually coming up in the 31 days. And Cryptic Plasm here again for Morbid Vision Films. This one is about a city that's, the population is just totally depleted. It's been desecrated. This guy steps in to find out what the hell's going on, and then we get our film right there. Sorry about the glare, guys. It's really, really hard not to have glare. Man, you like fucking gore fest, man. Check out Cryptic Plasm. Whew, that's some gory ass shit, man. Next up here from Videonomicon. This is a Canadian label. It's putting out these really damn obscure films, man, that, you know, I remember back in the day reading about these things in magazines and shit and going, are those ever going to get released? You know, they'd always reference these films, but no one had ever saw them before. Crazed Science. This one right here, or Science Crazed, man, I can't remember. It's like, yeah, 89. 89 this one came out. Man, I always love the Videonomicon logo. This is some fuck. This movie is like so bad it's bad, but at the same time it's kind of fun. You actually, I can't describe this movie. It is so bizarre. It's so bizarre. You gotta see it for yourself. It's one of those ones you just have to see for yourself to judge. Like, super low budget, all around bad, but you know, it's crazy. Mad Mutilator, Orgoth. This is a French film from like the early 80s, like 1983. This was very notorious, man. This one I remember always reading about and always wondering where I could find this film to watch it. But thank you to the fine people over at Necronomicon who released this film. I did a full-length review for this on my channel, so if you want to search through and find that, you can. It's a very interesting film. It's kind of a mashup of like Chainsaw and Night of the Living Dead. What else could you throw in there? Friday the 3rd. Like, all those type of films is kind of a homage to all of those. The weird thing is, this movie doesn't have any dialogue. It's very quiet. Shot on, I think it was shot Super 8 style. I don't know, I'd have to reference my video. I can't quite remember all the details, but this shit is another film that you have to see it to believe it. It's got a little cameo from Howard Vernon, of course, from some Jess Franco films and shit. Man, this is one of the most unique films ever made, in my opinion. I've never seen anything like that before, and, you know, it's crazy. Massacre Up North from the fine people over at Shivers. Big ups to Shivers here, a label that's actually from my province. Here in Canada, of course, Massacre Up North is a shot-on-video film from Canada. This is actually a pretty damn cool film, I have to admit. It came out in, I believe, 2001 it was shot in. The only problem with this movie is that it's one of those shot-on-video films that suffers from not having a great edit. This one probably should have been 20-25 minutes shorter. It's got a lot of extended scenes and things like that in there, but it's a pretty cool revenge type film, slasher-esque. I really enjoyed this one, actually. It's pretty fun stuff. So, I actually do have the other film that they released on VHS, but I'm just waiting to grab my DVD soon here. Mr. Rape's First Date here from Dead Good Films, like Nick Box film. I've also reviewed this film, so if you want to know more about it, but this has got some very relevant social commentary in it and stuff from Nick Box. I love this movie. If that title isn't inviting enough, then I don't know what is, but like Mr. Rape's First Date, you got to check this out, man. It's really good. Pretty cool independent stuff from Nick Box. Apparently this is limited to 50. Got number 36, I guess. Yeah, cool stuff. There's a couple more editions. If you guys watched the unboxing recently, I got these. Nick actually sent me over these himself. This is the ultra fucked cut of Mr. Rape's First Date. I haven't opened it yet. I'm going to be, watching these shortly. And then this is the Christmas one, which I have not checked out yet either. I'm going to watch this at Christmas time. Apparently it's done with like Christmas music and shit. I'm really intrigued to check out these cuts to see. He says it changes them quite a bit, so that's pretty cool stuff. Terra Telly, this is another film from Dead Good Films, like anthology type style. I've also reviewed this one. Not Nick's best work, I will admit. Nick actually watched my review and he's like, yeah, I agree, man. It's not really my best work, but I've always loved the title of this. Terra Telly for an anthology series. That's pretty cool, man. But yeah, cool stuff. Terra Telly. Brutal Jesus in the House of the Wasted Youth. Yes, man, we got Jesus taking out punk-ass teenagers. Shit, that's basically what it is. Yeah, man. Christploitation. I think Nick invented this subgenre of horror. Good stuff, man. I really enjoy Brutal Jesus, man. Wrath of the Violent Vicar, some more exploitation here, more of the basically the same type of thing, man. A dude fed up with society and its shitty vulture teenagers and shit, and he goes on a rampage. So, I mean, low budget stuff, but good stuff. Afeni AK. This is a anthology film released by Nick Box. I think Nick did 4 or 5 shorts on here. I don't know, you guys probably won't be able to make that out, but the font's really small, but there's a lot of fucking shorts on here. But if you're into shorts and anthologies and stuff, some pretty cool stuff on here, actually. Really kind of dig this one. Oh man, this movie right here. Dracula versus the Ninja on the Moon. I think this might even be Nick's first feature film. It's short. I think it's only about an hour long, but oh man, this movie has the most crazy storyline. It's basically about Dracula living on the moon somewhere in the 60s, and the Americans send up this ninja to take out Dracula so the Americans can be like the first ones on the moon in 1969. It's ridiculous. Really, really bad and fun at the same time. Yeah, like, I mean, it says it all right here. Bad jokes, bad plot, bad dubbing. Edited together with 100 rolls of sticky tape. That just says it all right there. Pretty fun stuff, man. I laughed a few times watching that shit. Terra the Blood Demon. This is not directed by Nick Box. This is a film that they distributed. Really good stuff. It's a short film. It only runs about 40 minutes or something like that. But a very, very cool type demon film. My only complaint with this movie is that I wanted more. I really wish this was a full-length film, man. Good stuff. Really good independent cinema there. On the count of 3, this is more or less like a thriller type detective type thing. Basically about these guys that end up becoming these detectives that are just out to take out evil in the world and shit like that. It's pretty cool, actually. I really enjoyed this one. Thought it was pretty cool. We got Short Shocks. Again, this is another anthology type base thing. Tales of Terror from the Underground. Yeah, this one's got a few shorts and stuff on here. This one's really hard to make out. The font is really, really small, but this has got some pretty cool shorts on it too, man. Hit and miss though, but pretty cool stuff. Shaaka Lips, collection of shorts from Germany. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. I think there's like 6 or maybe 6 on here, something like that. Some German underground films. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, that's some good independent cinema right there. And then a couple newer ones I got from Nick. Dead Strange Jam, which I have not had a chance to check out here. This is like another anthology type style, featuring the works of Nick and among friends and things like that. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. I just recently got it from him. Like I said, I did an unboxing for it. Party Safari is another one I can't wait to check out, actually, with Andrew WK. It's crazy, man. Nick did a film with Andrew WK. Go figure it. Looks pretty interesting. Can't wait to see it because Andrew WK, a little crazy. Wrath of the Violent Vicar. This is the Blu-ray for it. Artwork done by Richard Moeller, aka Heavy Metal Relay on YouTube, so you can check him out. Fantastic artist, like amazing artist, man. I wish I knew him in person. I mean, we talk, we talk, but I'd get him to draw me shit all the time because he's just so good. He's done lots of really cool shit. I like the artwork. I think there's, oh yeah, for Suicide Preachers. I love the artwork for that too, man. It's fucking awesome. Richard did that. Really good stuff. But yeah, Wrath of Violent Vicar on Blu-ray. Pretty cool stuff. Limited to 50. Got number 32. Awesome. And then probably my favorite Nick Box film, She's Dead. I absolutely love this film. It all takes place in this room. 3 men, 1 corpse, 1 room, 1 hour. And it takes place like in real time. It's pretty cool, man. This one was also limited to 50. Nick forgot to number it, so don't know what I got. We'll just say we got number 50. Check it out, man. She's Dead. This is great independent cinema. Awesome. Really good stuff. It's independent cinema done right. She's Dead. It's done right. Naughty, Dirty, Nasty. Yep, you pretty much know what you're getting yourself with this. Now we're into the Sleaze Box stuff. That was all the Dead Good Films like stuff. Into the Sleaze Box, a newer, very sleazy independent label that releases a lot of gems. Okay, I got it. Here's the breakdown on it. I love this, man. As the young woman slips deeper and deeper into the provocative realm, she is faced with sexy sirens, graveyard harlots, seductive vampires, wild witches, bondage queens, wicked wardens, and bloodthirsty cannibal lesbians. Now, I mean, does that not make you want to watch the film? I mean, really? Come on. You know what you're getting right there. That's pretty good shit. Jacker. Shot on video film from, I believe, 94. Yeah, 1994. That was a pretty good guess. It is literally about a dude going around jacking people in their cars and killing people and shit. It's pretty awesome. Shot on video madness. Man, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Here's the sequel, Jacker 2, Descent to Hell. And I still actually need to check this one out. I still haven't gotten around to it. I believe this was... Yeah, it was still in the 90s. 1999, this one came out. I cannot get over how long. It's 105 minutes. I don't know if that running time's right, but that's a long film, man. Jacker 2, I still need to get around to that one. Hell Walks the Earth. Yes. Another independent film. This one actually is not from the 90s. This one's from 2008. It's basically a zombie film. Pretty cool stuff, actually. I really enjoyed this, actually. It's I watched this while I was drinking some beers, so maybe that's what heightened the experience for me. But Hell Walks the Earth, it's low budget zombie stuff. Pretty cool stuff from the Sleaze Box. Burglar from Hell, 1993 shot on video cult classic is back. Classic, you can use the term very loosely, I guess. But basically it's about a burglar that was killed. He comes back from the dead, and he's terrorizing again. Yeah. This one it's exceptionally bad. Like, exceptionally bad. But super fun, dude. Like, oh, some of the dialogue in this film just, it fucking kills me. And that cover art right there, how do you not pick that up? Just from that cover art, it's amazing. Oh, and then speaking of cover arts, man, this shit still kills me, man. Tales till the end. Phil Herman's shot on video cult classic returns. That cover art is so bad. Oh, it's bad, man. This is like an anthology film. I think it's got 3 stories in. Yeah, it even says 3 stories. Yeah, man, it's okay. I think one of the stories was actually pretty decent in this, from what I remember. It's been a while since I've checked it out, but Yeah, this is another 90s shot on video, so if you're into the 90s stuff, 1996... Tales to the End, man. Oh my good lord, that cover is bad. It's so bad. Speaking of bad covers, Slasher Weekend. This is a relatively newer film released by the Sleaze Box, I think from 2015. 2015 this fucker came out in, but look at that mask. Yes, and it is about people that are getting killed. It's a slasher film. This is not reinventing the wheel here at all. But yeah, man, Slasher Weekend, I had fun with it. I'll admit it, I had fun with it. Joe Vampire, starring Mike Christopher, of course, from Dawn of the Dead. He plays that really strange-looking zombie, which I'm forgetting what they call him, but everybody knows the zombie. This one is directed by Sean Donahue. Mike Christopher plays the backstory in the film is he gets turned into a vampire during the Civil War. Now it's present day, and he's fallen in love with this girl. You know, someone returns from his past, and now there's a battle and shit. I love Joe Vampire, actually. I know this one had its problems. I can't remember the whole story. I think Mike Christopher actually even commented on my video saying, I don't know, man, or somebody, I can't remember the whole story with this, but there was definitely some drama along with this film. I can't remember, something to do with the script or some shit. Sorry, ill-prepared, I just can't quite remember exactly the whole story. Maybe I'll go back and check out my video, but Joe Vampire, I actually really enjoyed this, man. It was pretty fun, low-budget stuff, but had some good atmosphere, and it was pretty well done. We got Descort Service here, my boy Brandon's favorite movie ever made. Man, he actually rated this film a 0 out of 10. That's insane. But it's pretty much self-explanatory. Descort Service, again, directed by Sean Donahue. Oh, man. Spiked baseball bat. That's all I'm going to say about this. And let's put it this way. It wasn't used on someone's head or something. Oh, my lordy. This is some sleazy shit, man. I still need to pick up the second one. I got to pick up the second one after watching this shit, man. This is crazy. But Descort Service is fucking nasty. Nasty sleaze. American Holocaust, man. This is some pretty hardcore shit, man. I really enjoyed this one too. This one, man, it's 2013. I can't believe how old this one is already. Feels like it's just came out, but here's the breakdown for it. If you guys want to read that, I don't really need to get too much into the plot of this one, but it's nasty. It's pretty hardcore and fucking nasty. I will admit that. Definitely not for everybody. It's not your sleazy kind of comedic type shit, man. This one's it's vicious. It's vicious. I enjoyed it though. It's good stuff. And Make 'Em Die Sleazy anthology film, Mr. Sleaze. Yeah, it's pretty cool shit, man. Directed by, I think this one's John Miller and Chris Woods, who I believe is one of the owners of Sleaze Box, Chris Woods and Sean Donahue, I think. But yeah, this one, anthology stuff, man. I actually, you know, these are like the perfect films to drink beer and watch, man. Like, really. Grab a beer, sit back and relax, and strap yourself in, because the Sleaze Box is back with a tour de force mixtape of style anthology madness. Yeah, man, these are the type of films that you sit back, get shit-faced, and maybe laugh, cry, and jerk off at the same time. I don't know. Scumbags. Fuck. This is directed by John Miller. Yeah, with Crystal Pixie Adams, so you know you're going to get some major sleaze in here. Here's the breakdown for it. She's left for dead, and then, yeah, she's got to go, you know, face reality and shit like that after. I thought this was pretty good, man, actually, to be honest. Check it out, man. Check it out. Scumbags. You know, not a whole lot to say, but, check it out. Chaos AD. Now, my boy, Derek. D-Boogie. He's been on my show many times. I think he's done 13 episodes on the 22 Shots. Has a quote on the cover here. Misery, a female version of Leatherface. Yeah, I agree with that, man. That's pretty accurate, I guess. I will admit, man, I'm not a big fan of this movie. This is one of the only Sleaze Box films I was not a big fan of. I don't know what it was about this one, but I felt it dragged. Ugh. Chris Woods also directed this one. It's very torture-esque. It just felt really long. I mean, the 100-minute running time I felt was just exceeding it's welcome. Big time in this one. I felt like the pacing was just atrocious in this one, but I don't know, man. It was not my favorite one. Not my favorite one. I generally like those type of films, but that one didn't do it. Cannibal Claws. Sorry, guys. As you can tell, I'm really sick right now. Haven't checked this one out. Got it too late last year in the Christmas time, so I'll be checking this one out this Christmas. We got Die Die Delta Pi, directed by Sean Donahue. Also, this is like a yeah, it's like an 80s kind of homage type film. You know what you get with this one. Actually got some pretty good fucking laughs in this one. Die Die Delta Pi. I enjoyed that. So that's it for the Sleaze Box stuff. Let's get into the Necrostorm. Actually, the only Necrostorm film that I don't actually even have the Necrostorm release for is Adam Chaplin, because when this one came out, I got it for like £5 from Amazon UK or something like that, and yet the Necrostorm was like 19 euros or something, so I just went with this, always assuming I'd grab the other version someday. I never did, but I'll grab that extended one. But if you're familiar with Adam Chaplin, fucking amazing, amazing gore fest. The effects are very kind of like comic booky type thing. Kind of have to see it for yourself, you know, CG mixed with practical, but it's done really, really well. It's kind of hard to explain until you actually see it yourself, but it's just gnarly. It's something different. You know, I highly recommend Adam Chaplin. It's absolutely a full force of gore. If you guys have seen my intro that I don't have intros on these videos, but my other videos, people ask me all the time where those headshots come from. You know, they could be from like Tater City, maybe Adam Chaplin, stuff like that. So, but yeah, love it. Then we got Tater City here, which, you know, I wasn't expecting to like as much as I actually did. But man, this movie is so much fun, man. Just Tater City, cannibals, great soundtrack, amazing, amazing gore. Just straight oddity. Like, there's no movie that's like this, man. With an 80s vibe, sci-fi action, violence, and blood, and again, blood. It's so true. It's gnarly shit, man. Really, really gnarly stuff. You gotta see it, man. I've done reviews for those films before. I think I've reviewed actually every single Necrostorm film to date. So here's Hotel Inferno, which is a first-person type film about this dude that's trying to break down this corporation. And it's kind of shot it's not kind of shot, it's actually shot first person. Very video game-esque. You know, gnarly gore, shit like that, first person. It's very different, man. It's very, very different. You know, I thought it was pretty cool for what it was. I'm looking forward to part 2. We'll get into a film here that kind of is related to this one here in a minute. But if you're into this type of stuff, give it a shot, man. Hotel Inferno. Good shit. Then we got Judy, which is a really, really slow burn type film about a girl named Judy that gets all kind of, well, basically what happens is she ignores these people on the streets and they kind of hunt her down in her house and then they start fucking with her and shit like that. It's a very, very slow burn atmospheric type film. I know this one right here, I think a lot of people were disappointed with because they were expecting more on the lines of like an Adam Chaplin, Tater City, Hotel Inferno type thing. I'm glad they went a different route and with this film because, you know, it was just a lot different. Very, very cool stuff. Yeah, dude, I really enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed Judy. I think I reviewed that on the podcast. Then we got in Fetus. This is basically kind of a revenge tale told from like 2 parallel type stories and shit like that. I thought this was really intriguing. It was nothing what I was expecting it to be like. I never look up films, trailers and stuff. When a company starts putting out films that I like, I just keep buying them. But this one right here, yeah, it's not really a horror film, I would say. It's, you know, straight up revenge kind of thing, but it's interesting, man. I really enjoyed this one. It was a lot different than I was expecting. Pretty cool. This one right here, The Mildew from Planet Xonar. This one is essentially I wouldn't say a remake, it's more of like a remix. And what do I mean by remix is that if you guys seen the independent film Mold, it basically takes that movie, they shot new scenes, incorporated into that storyline, and it just, it became this. It became this project. And I think it works really well. The scenes that they incorporated into the movie Mold that became I find it goes together. It blends very, very well. It adds a lot to it. I thought it was really cool. I know a lot of people were kind of disappointed because they thought this was going to be a 100% new film. I, fortunately enough, knew what I was getting myself into, so I actually enjoyed this when I watched it. So if you do want to check this out and you've seen that, and you know, just keep that in mind. You know, so it's the same film with new scenes and shit, but they did a really good job, man. Really good job with this. I thought it was really cool. So yeah, and the last one up here for the Necrostorm stuff is Suite 313. This will be my new update. I just got this one. This is kind of like the middle part of Hotel Inferno 1 and 2. Shot first person, very much the same. Just reviewed this one on the podcast. It's basically about a cop who responds to a 911 call at this place, and when he gets there, he hears this voice, and you know, it's kind of like it blends into the storyline with Hotel Inferno with this corporation and shit, and pretty cool stuff. Check out the review on the podcast. It's very short. It's only about an hour long. So, but yeah, shot exactly the same as Hotel Inferno. Okay, so that is going to do it for Necrostorm stuff here. Let's get into the toe tag films. Toe tag pictures, yes. Sella Turcica, directed by Fred Vogel. If you've seen Death Dream before by Bob Clark, this is kind of Vogel's version of that story with Camille Keaton. This is awesome. Really fucking love this movie, man. If you're only familiar with the August Underground films and you haven't gone any further in his filmography, these are actually like, you know, structured narratives and stuff. So yeah, Sella Turcica, fucking awesome. Love that movie to death. Another one I really love is The Thredson Tower. It's a great demon possession type film. It's just fucking awesome. This edition right here, 5 discs, so much special features, man. Like, I had like a marathon watching these things, man. Just amazing shit. Great gore. Oh, the features if you watch the features, oh, it makes the movie just that much better. It's just crazy what they put into it, man. But Thredson Tower, really good stuff, man. Probably my favorite film. Then we got Maskhead here, which is actually a toe tag film I don't like. I'm not really a big fan of this one from Fred Vogel. It's about these lesbians that are doing these fetish films and stuff, and I'm not a big fan of fetish stuff. Like I don't really like fetish look, like that sadomasochistic stuff. I'm not a big fan of it. It kind of grosses me out a little bit. But I just didn't think this one was that great. It felt a little bit rushed by Vogel, but all in all, yeah. I mean, I've heard some people say they do like it. Murder Collection Volume 1, about, you know, these internet clip shows that's like showing real killings and shit like that. It's okay. It's okay for what it is. You know, that's all I'll say about it. It's okay. Definitely judge that one for yourself. That one's kind of got a mixed reaction from a lot of people also. So, yeah, but it is what it is. August Underground, of course, we all know about August Underground. Basically, the film's just so damn realistic, man. It feels like you're really watching like a fucking snuff film. I know Fred Vogel's initial plan to market this film was actually to leave unmarked VHS tapes around the city and stuff without, of course, the headers. And that's how it would be marketed. But, you know, the story I heard that someone said to him, it's probably not the greatest idea because your work is so realistic that people might actually think this is real and you might get into some trouble. So you never did that marketing campaign. But man, that is just mind-blowing, because if you take that idea and correlate it to this, man, shit, dude, because August Underground's vicious. Not for everybody. It's definitely not for everybody. I know a lot of people that can't stand these movies. I totally 100% understand that. They're definitely films I can't watch all the time because they're just so... They actually make me kind of ill, to be honest, but that's a good thing in my books, that these type of films can actually do that to me. August Underground, man, if you've never seen them, just be warned. They're really, really crazy and graphic and shit, and it's pretty gnarly. And they're very sadistic, so yeah. Next up here, we've got August Underground's Mortem, more of the same, theoretically, but this one right here, man, I think it pretty much ups the ante from the first one. Like, this movie I just find to be so fucking... It's like nauseating, man. It's crazy. Again, not much for, you know, narrative and shit like that, but you're just going to get a pile of nastiness. And that's all I'm going to say about it. It's just fucking crazy, man. I mean, the way I put this, man, is that if, you know, if you're into like hardcore cinema, disturbing cinema and shit like that, you gotta see these films at least once. Even if you're not into that stuff, maybe just check them out just to, who knows, you might actually like them, who knows, but I don't recommend to everybody, but I do recommend maybe checking them out for once, just to say that you've actually saw them. And then we got the third one, Penance. Yeah, probably my least favorite one in the three, but I don't know, man. It's still pretty cool for what it is, I guess, but, you know, it's more or less... This one, it's definitely a lot more polished, I think. But, yeah, Penance, pretty interesting stuff right there. So I'm trying not to lose this fucking... the last couple films on here, which I feel like they are going to fall over because I'm just using the molding. I Am No One. I still have not checked this film out. I picked this up at the toe tag table at Cinema Wasteland a couple years ago, and I kind of forgot about this one, to be honest. I think I intended to review this film during the 31 Days of Horror last year, and I just forgot about it. So maybe I'll do that this year, actually, because I've been, you know, going through here, picking up. I'm intrigued by this one, so I got to check it out. So unfortunately, I don't have anything to say about it right now, but we will get to it eventually. Yes, and then we got Army and Lust, a double feature, short films by Keith Voigt Jr. You can see him on Mr. Parker's videos every once in a while. He's really good friends with Mr. Parker, so you can check him out on there and shit like that. Yeah, this was obviously signed to me directly. Keith's a very, very cool guy, very prevalent dude at Cinema Wasteland and stuff. I can't remember, but Jason from Beyond the Realms, you guys are probably familiar with him if you're familiar with my channel. I know he did the music for one, if not both, of the shorts in here. I can't remember. I know Jason just put out his album, but he did the score, I believe, for Army. I think it's for Army. His name is not in the credits here, but I can't remember. So yeah, but these are pretty interesting. Now they're shorts, man. One's 18 minutes, one's 16 minutes. These are pretty interesting. I enjoyed the shit out of these, man. Check them out. Support independent stuff, and I just about lost it. Last one up here, we got Adam Albrandt's Crossbear. Yeah, pretty nasty stuff. This one has a mixed reaction along. I think most of Adam Albrandt's films do that to people, though. They kind of have, they always get mixed reactions from the fans and shit like that. But, you know, for the most part, I thought it was actually pretty cool. It's got some nasty kills and shit like that. It's interesting to say the least, but yeah, so that's Crossbear. Give it a shot anyways. This video actually went on a little bit longer than I was anticipating it to, but yeah, that's shelf number 19. I'm wondering if I should just bounce over to here. Here, let me, if you guys are still with me here, what do you want to see next? Do you want to see the original Anchor Bay shelf, which is probably going to be like a fucking hour video, or do you guys want me to start up on these shorter shelves, which is, that next one would be like trailer comps and documentaries, and then into Severin and Tartan, and then I'll just bounce down to long ones. I don't know. If you guys are still watching, leave me some feedback. If you guys want to see some shorter ones before the longer ones, because these bottom ones are going to take forever, man. Yeah, and then we'll bounce into these ones, which is a lot of fucking... Oh, man. Someone left a comment saying, you're never going to get done this year, and I pretty much agree with that. So, but anyways, guys, that's shelf number 19. Hope you enjoyed that. That was some independent goodness right there, I guess. So, anyways, as usual, guys, peace. Thanks for watching.